Peace, family. I'm up here late tonight. It's 12 p.m. here in the Gambia, and I was actually down, so I'm about I got back. I got up because they said this is around the best time to do live videos, and I had a video. I had a video that I recorded about a week ago about my brother and how my brother was killed in the U.S. And I saw Tyson. Tyson just put a video up about his nephew getting killed in the U.S. And I have my video and I recorded it, but I didn't. I was trying to upload it, but this YouTube thing, it's work. It's like it's a job just uploading videos, getting them out there to you guys. Getting information out there. You guys already know that. I handle a lot here. Peace, family. I see everybody there. Uh, I handle a lot here, man. I've been here for 2.5 years. Working with Gambians here in the background, people from Sierra Leone, training people. We work with a lot of complex systems and things here. You know, so the whole YouTube thing, that's like a little job. However, we got people on deck, and we're putting out content so you guys can see. You know, I come from the tri-state area in Connecticut, right next to New York. So many people that know me, I came up, single parent home, came up running the street at 14 years old, early age. But however, before I got out into the street, my brother Mark Boyd, and he was running the streets. He's 5 or 6 years older than me, and I can remember as a kid, my brother, he was out the house early too. My mom had to kick him out the house because he was getting so much trouble and things. And my brother, he had a lot of anger. He had a lot of anger because my dad wasn't around, and he took that hard, and he lashed out in a violent way. And I think a lot of us is still having issues, with our parents. Our mom not, our mom, anger towards our mom, anger towards our dad, and we carry that over into our life. However, my brother, he was always someone that had a reputation for himself. Talented, very smart, make friends with anybody. Kid, your big brother, you love your big brother. You know what I mean? And my brother, he would come around at an early age and stuff. He would be in and out. He would run the streets and gangs, things like that. You know, before I actually, got off the clock, before I was 12 years old, as we say, a person still on the clock when they're under 12. My brother had got shot the first time, and it was an incident where one of somebody had slapped him. One of the dudes, from one of the gangster drug lord, whatever you want to call him, but one of the dudes that had a reputation from where we from had slapped my brother. Yeah, that was the first time, and you know, in that incident, my brother, he got shot for the first time after, you know, he went out and, he retaliated against them. It was a shootout or whatever, and my brother got shot. And I was still a kid at that time. I wasn't even coming out the house. And my brother, he was like a person rolled by himself. You know what I mean? He'll go up against, it don't matter. You know what I mean? But however, in that incident, he ended up getting shot, and I was a kid, and I would go to the hospital to see him. And I can remember him. He had this little bottle. It was this little bottle. He got shot in the stomach. And so he had, there was a hole in his stomach with two holes, like from the bullet. And he had to fill it. He had to fill it with this medicine. It was like tape medicine, like gauze. And you take it and you pack your wound and you close it up and things like that. And I saw that, you know what I mean, when I was young, you know, 12 years old, something like that, 10, you know what I mean? However, um, he got through that or whatever, and, you know, still out there doing his things in the street. That's all we knew. All we knew was the streets. We didn't have, a lot of the older brothers, our communities just our man when they started bringing all those, the drugs and, the drugs mostly when they started bringing that into the community and fueling it with this whole hip hop, gangster culture. So, you know, we, uh, we had no choice. We had no fathers, so we just gravitated, and a lot of us had a lot of anger, and we unleashed that on each other, you know, uh, so as I started to come of age and start, I dropped out, middle school and started, hanging in the streets and things like that. Um, and my brother, around that time, things were a little bit worse in the streets. And yeah, so around that time, he got shot a second time. He got shot a second time, and this time he got shot. I think it was about 5 or 6 times. You know, but in the situation, like I said, it's a war zone out there, man. It was a war zone, and that's how it was. He had a friend. A friend of his got killed, so he was basically, retaliating or whatever. It's a sad situation because he was just a kid. He was hurt. A lot of us out there, man, these dudes acting these big burly thugs. They nothing but children who just didn't have their dad there, and we were fed this machoistic gangster, thug, killer a concept, this murderer concept, where if you don't have a gun or you won't pull the trigger on somebody like that, you soft or something. If you educated or you inclined to intellectual endeavors or something like that, people, you know, uh, you're considered soft in our community. It's absurd. And however, the second time, you know, was a guy that like I said, a friend of his got killed and whatever, and he went back, and and there was gunfire that was exchanged or whatever, and however, and while he was pulling off on his helix, he got a scooter. When he was pulling off in his helix, you know, uh, he ended up getting shot or whatever, and about 5 times. Now this particular time, I can remember we was at it was a bunch of us. We was at the hotel, and they were like, they was like, "Yo, your brother got shot." And I can remember. I mean, a lot of our friends around that time were dying and getting killed on the street. You know what I mean? And you know, rest in peace, Luther. A good friend of ours. He got killed. I can remember. Fresh Dre, Eddie, Jimmy Lee, Fresh and Jimmy Lee, two brothers. They were two brothers, friends of my brother, and that got killed a while ago. Both of them got killed. A mother lost both of her sons to gun violence in the U.S. and friends of ours, and you know, that's a common occurrence in our families. To be going to funerals and things like that because somebody got shot and killed. A lot of my friends shot and killed. Rest in peace, Bossum. I'll tell the story about Bossum. Bossum was a good kid, never in the streets, never ran the streets. His sister, she was she I forget what it's called, but she was pretty much in cerebral palsy. That's what she had, cerebral palsy, and he took care of his sister. And she was in her, they have the beds or whatever, and he would take pictures with his sister and put them on Facebook and everything. And he loved his sister, and he worked and things like that. And his parents actually moved from Connecticut to Atlanta. He was killed in Atlanta. Moved from Atlanta, Connecticut to Atlanta, New Haven. And one morning he was getting up, going to work, and he was carjacked by two 15-year-old boys, and it was like two or three other girls. It was five of them that was riding around, and they came across him. He wasn't supposed to work that day. He wasn't even supposed to go to work that day. He got up that morning going to get in his car, and they just happened to pull in his subdivision looking for another car that they can take, came across him, shot him, and killed him. That's Boston. Rest in peace. So, my brother, like I said, a lot of us, we're victim of circumstances, and then we have our enemy who governs our whole mentality and makes sure that, we're armed. I was, my brother passed away. It's been some time now. It's been about 10 years since he passed away. And, I've just recently started going on YouTube and things like that because, moving here to Africa, so these types of stories need to be told, what really motivated us to come up out of those streets. And I moved away from those streets, man, and it's hard for a lot of us. I have a lot of friends that I came up with who had children who end up getting killed in those streets, and I'll be like, damn, why y'all just don't get up and move? And I had a lot of anger towards my mom, because she never took us up out of the hood. I was like, Dad, why do you never, and I had a lot of anger towards my mom for a long time. And then, around 31, 32, I actually, I said, hey, Mom, I know it wasn't, you were a victim just like we were victims. You were a victim of circumstances. You did the best you can do. You understand what I'm saying? And these are the type of pains and things that we have to get by. We have to understand, a lot of us are bringing a lot of pain from past, our past, and bringing it forward. And it starts out by, that family structure, not having your proper family structure there. And then, all the things that the world would have us partake in, because all these vices and, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, sex abuse, you know what I mean? Emotional, physical abuse, verbal abuse, self-hate. And it's a sickness. It's a sickness in our community, and our community has been devoured. We don't even have another generation. We don't have another generation. We don't, so my brother, the second time he got shot, he had a colostomy bag, he had a shit bag, what I mean? And he had to wear that for a minute. He was in the hospital for a second and all of that. So he got shot twice, like 10 years apart. At that time, he got shot. I was probably like 19 at that time. First time was like 12 or something like that. However, the last time he would get shot, he wouldn't make it. So my brother, he actually, so we came up around the time he got shot the second time. We was out there, running the streets together, whatever. And I left. I just got tired, man. I remember when I first went to Atlanta, I was telling everybody, because I moved to Atlanta in 2002, 18 years ago. And I told everybody, I was like, I'm leaving, man. I'm getting up out of here, man. I'm just tired of it. And I can remember me, my sister Sean, Wally, and my brother, you know, my brother ex-wife at the time, she left too. She's like, I'm getting out of here. We were on the 95, going into on our way into New York. And we got this big U-Haul truck and I'm driving, right? Then I see my homies, you know what I'm saying? I see them on the highway going to New York in the MVP at the time. Calais, Lord, I think Darky B was there. You know what I mean? I seen them on the highway and I'm driving my truck. They're going to New York because we used to go back and forth to New York all the time, and at that time it was it was a thriving time for us, in what we was doing out there. But I said, listen, I'm leaving all of this behind because it was just too much violence and too much guns and stuff being passed around and things like that, and people being shot. And I can remember when I left, I saw them on the highway, and I was like, man, I'm through with that. I want to get around, some people in Atlanta that have businesses. Yeah, I see you like cop. It's all good, baby. I cry sometime, man. We be crying, man. It's bittersweet over here. Many of us, have family and people that we love that's in the States that we want to come over here. You understand? But, it's just not time for them for whatever reason. We're waking up. It's a great awakening. I know it has been said, that it may be two laying in a bed, and then the one they'll come and take one. A God will come and take one. You know, um, However, it's time for us to, open our eyes to our oppression, and our suffering, and the slaughter of us, really, in the U.S. In the Western society. Most of it's coming from mental conditioning and slavery and opposition within the house. Me and him talk all the time, and I know the brothers are going through it, the sisters are going through it as well. We don't have the knowledge to be a healthy, harmonious family unit, uh, which makes cities, which makes communities. The family unit is the basic unit in the community. And those relationships have been manipulated, through slavery. They reversed the roles and they made the woman the head of the household, and she had to be that. And she became, someone who, through conditioning and through uh, what they would do is they would take the babies. So, we can't blame each other. They would take the babies and, raise the babies and put fear in them. So the Black woman, they used or put in a position that would make sure that, the children that would be being born wouldn't be a threat to their construct, to their society. So this is for 400 years ago. But when you look at our community, when you look at it, the proof is there. When you look at it, when you look at the numbers, man, the homicide rates and the suicide rate, alcoholism, you know, not to even mention, we don't even mention moral things anymore, like teen pregnancy. You mention something like that, they're like, oh my God. You know what I mean? Anything that has a moral value to it, we look at it as something that is negative, and that's what type of people they made us into. So, my brother, second time he got shot or whatever, you know, he had the bag, the colostomy bag, and things like that, and he recovered. And I was out there at that time in those streets. And like I said, I got tired. I can remember when I first moved to Atlanta, I used to go back to Connecticut. I used to go back up there. Crazy. Uh, I went back up there. I went back to Connecticut. One of the first times I went up there, I was talking. I was in my project and I was talking to Brother Love. Rest in peace. God bless his soul. I was sitting there speaking to this brother, and he was saying, yeah, he was like, if anything, if people come through here shooting or anything, they better kill me. You know what I mean? And I was telling him, I'm like, man, bro, I'm like, man, it's not even like that, bro. You know what I mean? We just got to do something different, man. Come up out of this whole mentality, because most of the time it was the people around us. My brother got killed by people we know. That's like brothers to us. You understand what I'm saying? That night, the brother I was speaking to, he got killed. When he told me, the last conversation I had with that brother, he said, if somebody shoot me, they better kill me. And he got killed probably about 4 hours later. All right? He got killed 4 hours later by people we know in our projects. My brother killed by people we know in our project that we hung out with, went to the club with, chilled with. Really, it's a stranger. That's the crazy thing. Really, it's my boy Luther that I spoke of earlier got killed. His sister boyfriend shot him because he went over there to check this dude about beating on his sister, and the dude shot him and killed him. It wasn't even related to anything. It's always something stupid, man. All the time. So my brother, he just didn't want to change. And that's how we have we have people, and it's so unfortunate that they put us in such a bad situation, and us not changing means that, we actually, stay in a pattern of, gang violence, gang life. You have people out there that's like stick up artists. You got people out there that stick up artists, man. And it's crazy. I left Connecticut, 18 years ago. And I started the tax business, and I've done very well with it over the years. And, a lot of people where I'm from, they would see me on Facebook, see me traveling all over the US, see me traveling all over the world. I raised a family there. I have 6 children in the US. My oldest is 29. My youngest in the US is 4. I have 5 daughters and 1 son there. So they saw me change my life around, and my brother was still out there. He was still out there. I think he did a little bit around that time, but he ended up coming home and things like that. And he tried to come to Atlanta. What's up, people? I see y'all there, man. I'm trying to stay straight with this, here. I'm just trying to stay straight, but like I said, we cry, man, here, those who are on the continent, we love you guys. We didn't come here because we wanted to leave you. We came here because we had to do something to break this generational curse. Somebody had to do something. I can remember having a talk with my children, and I told them, listen, Daddy had it his way, you will be by my side. But things ain't always the way we want it in life. You understand what I'm saying? But we have to do what we have to do for the greater number of people. They said the best solutions benefit the greatest number of people. However, I think coming here, my legacy is set. If I was in the U.S., I'll be doing taxes and just wasting away. wasting away. You hear people say all the time, hey, you wasting your time in the US. When I was leaving out of the US, I ran into a Jamaican brother. He's like, oh, you going to Africa? He was so excited. He's like, you going to Africa? I guess, sir. And he was like, yeah, I'm telling my people here, they're wasting their time. I've been coming here 4 years. I've been living here over 2.5 years now. However, when I was in Atlanta, my brother came to Atlanta, and I was married when he came, probably about 3 years into a marriage, and he came down there and things like that and tried to adjust, but he couldn't adjust to it. He couldn't adjust to it. You know what I mean? You know, he just liked that excitement. He liked living on the edge. You know what I mean? He's like we got like a daredevil, I guess. And I mean, I already said that sometimes we self-consume. We may not we cause ourselves to die slow death, in many ways. We give up, and then those things end up, turning into habits, patterns, and routine that just consume us and cause us to deteriorate and die. You know, however, in the US where there's no hope, you see a lot of that. But here in Africa, there's hope. There's hope. There's hope for the future, man. I wake up every day. I get up 6 o'clock in the morning. I might go to bed. It's 12 here now. You know what I mean? And I'll be back up, 5, 6 hours from now. And I work all day with my team. I'm not the type of person. I don't play. I don't joke. I don't play no video games. I don't watch sports. I never watch sports. You know what I mean? I never got into video games and nothing like that. I've always been a person that was purpose driven and always trying to help people. Always try to help people. And our people are some of the most difficult people to deal with. I'm already, you guys see me, I work with Gambians mostly. We have to be humble as a people, especially coming over here. We're quick to attack each other, very quick to try to attack each other. No respect for the brothers, no respect for the sisters. Listen, I'm here, bro. I see everything. I know everybody that's here. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not somebody that just got here. I've been coming here 4 years. You understand what I'm saying? I've been on the YouTube when all of the attention started coming here behind the scenes, building the systems, and nothing stopped. It just got better. It got better, and I couldn't be happier. If I had my family here, I would be super happy, but I really couldn't be happier at this point in my life. I couldn't be happier. I mean, most of my goals I reached 2 times over in the States. I mean? I was going to Vegas, and I was my whole family. I took my father to Vegas. I took my mom to Vegas. We would go with my whole family. We'd be like 6 people, 8 people on a plane. We've been Hawaii. We've been to Cancun, Belize. I mean, we shows on Broadway in New York. We stay on 42nd Street all the time, fly up there. So by no means at all was I a person in the States that was suffering financially. And the only time that I did have financial problems is when I was having problems in my marriage. And I think Ty spoke on that as well. And these are things that we don't like to talk about. But we all have the same problems. We're going to the same situations with our loved ones and our spouses and things like that. And the reality of it is we're having a hard time getting it together. And now that we're seeing a global lockdown, I mean, it's crazy. I was telling my wife at the time when we were there, I was like, hey, listen, I'm scared. I mean, I feel like, they're gonna come and get me at any time and put me in a FEMA concentration camp about 2.5 years ago. And I was scared. As I got closer and closer to coming to Africa, I was like, oh man, they have to know about this. They have to know I'm about to leave, and they're gonna try to stop me. I mean, we shouldn't feel like that, man. Why we have to feel like that? Why we have to feel like that? That somebody's gonna come and get us, you know? But that's due to our history, in America, and we always have somebody coming to get us. Always have somebody coming to get our woman. They'll come and take your woman right out your bed. They'll come and take your woman, take your daughter out your bed. Sometimes the slave master, he wouldn't even take her for himself. He'll take her and give her to a guest. I mean, I've did a lot of study, and I've done a lot of talking over the years. And in the past, I would be on. I was in a group some years back. A brother, he had a large group about repatriating to Africa. And, it was 40,000 members there, and I came in and did the same thing that I do now. I'm the type of brother. I actually came to Africa. I was already over here. I already had a compound, everything I need. I had my own money. I didn't need anybody to do anything. And when I came to Africa, nobody wanted to go. Nobody was talking about it. So I came over by myself anyway. But after I came and got established, and I got my compound that you have seen, and I'm here in the business center right now. And that's my room door right behind me. When I get up in the morning, I come right here on the computers. You know what I mean? My commute is across my threshold, and it was even like that in the States. However, it's time for change for us. So just to get back on topic with my brother. So my brother came down to Atlanta, and he tried to reform, but he couldn't do it. So we had a great time. Ty met him. They hung out for a little while and things like that. And my brother, he could have been anything. He could have been anything he wanted to be. He was a much more social person than I am. I mean? He was much more social, you know what I mean? And he, like I said, he could, and I think we've lost a lot of people in our community that just have tremendous, tremendous, tremendous potential that goes unused. Tremendous potential that go unused. So my brother comes down there, and he leaves Atlanta and go back. And I was concerned about him. I was like, I knew he was gonna make it. I knew he was gonna make it long. He was just tired, and so I can remember I was in the car, we were driving, me and my wife and my cousin, Ty. My cousin Todd, that's Mega Ty, they like best friends. And he called me. He called me on the phone. He was like, your brother got killed. And I remember driving, and I dropped the phone in the car. I was like, oh, I dropped the phone. And then, I picked the phone back up, put the phone to my ear, and I was like, oh, okay, all right, cool. And not cool like that, but I was like, I don't think I got too many details about what happened. I may or may not have asked that question, but I can remember, just driving back to the house, and going in the house. I told my wife, and then one of my partners from Atlanta, he came over there. Red put me on to some, tax business. He put me up on that, man. And he was a person in Atlanta that made, he's a millionaire, you know what I mean? And he came over the house because we were working together, and I came out the door, and I was like, I started to talk to him, and I was like, my brother, my brother died, and I broke down crying on him. Briefly though, I started crying for a second. I broke down, and I pulled myself together. You know what I mean? And my brother, then as the details started to come in, you know what I mean? It is just more heart wrenching because they found my brother on the side of a house, on the side of a house in the winter, in February. Anybody that's from up north knows it's cold outside at that time, and they found him there, and it had yeah, man. A lot of us lose family members and things like that, man. A lot of us going through, like Ty experiencing that, man. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. You know, we had access to guns when we were kids, man. 12 years old, 13, 14 years old. When I was 18, man, in my projects, we had an arsenal in several basements. You can go down, and anybody know from the island, New Haven, Connecticut, anybody that know from New Haven was like the fourth worst city, the fourth most violent city to live in. And New Haven is small, small, So, like I said, at an early age, I was watching, during this whole Rick Ross, this when they was bringing all of this cocaine and stuff in, how, there was uh, a train that they left. It was in a train yard, but it was filled up with automatic weapons. Pistol waving New Haven. I see that JJP NYC. Yo, what up? Yep, that's what they call my town, Pistol waving New Haven. You know what I mean? And that's the name. It's Elm City. That's the home of Yale University. Also the home of the bone and skull, the skull and bones. Secrets there. Yeah, so they found my brother. It had snow, and it was a little, snow. He was covered up with snow, and he was shot one time in the back of the head, execution style, and he was found there. So uh, I was pretty much time ago. I was through with it. You understand what I'm saying? And I was far removed from it. I was in a, you know, I had my family, my wife down there. I left the streets. I was done with all of that. So it wasn't a situation where, you know, I would have retaliated or did anything. It wasn't like I can do anything anyway because they don't know who killed them. You know what I mean? But so yeah, I can remember, going up there, going up to the funeral and things like that. And there was more that took place, around the time that it's just a heart-wrenching story, man. It's a heart-wrenching story. My cousin, him and my brother were the same age. His name is Ma. You see my intro at the end, him, Steve, what I mean, my rest in peace. He died of you know, uh medical condition, Diesel passed, but he made you know, history back in the 80s, with, in the hip hop industry. And he used to bring a lot of people from New York, Big Daddy Kane. Kane eventually had a daughter, a son by my cousin. So Biz Mark used to be over my cousin's house, Cool V, all types of artists, my brother, Fat Joe and was coming through, Kid Capri, Wu-Tang Clan and all of that. My brother, we used to do, they used to do parties. I was just running around just, being a knucklehead, but, I was a smart knucklehead. But, you know, um, so my brother, you know, I went up there to Connecticut to the funeral. yeah, it's I've seen the people running around with my brother on their t-shirts, like "Rest in Peace," and I was like, I thought I'd never see this shit, you know. And I was tired. I mean, at that time, man. I mean, it didn't hit me until I get back to Atlanta. When I got back to Atlanta, it didn't hit me that he was gone and things like that. Going up there and seeing it, I'm like, damn, they made this shit into a fucking party. I mean, excuse my French, man. They made this death stuff into a party. The only thing that was missing was balloons, man. Hmm. That's why, I don't talk too much because I don't have a lot of patience for foolishness and ignorance and petty stuff, man. You know what I mean? I come from a whole different situation. You know, I seen the bloodbath. You understand what I'm saying? I've seen people get killed. You understand what I'm saying? With my own eyes. Friends of ours, innocent people. You know what I mean? And my brother, he had his challenges in life, man. He had his challenges. Nobody was strong enough to change our community. We wanted to integrate into American society, and this is what we got. This is what we got. They taught us in school, you know, we shall overcome, and that day has not come yet. You know, we had the Million Man March. We're the only people that can have a Million Man March and not move one step forward. In fact, we moved a million steps back. There's nothing happening in America. They wiped out most of our generations 25, 30 years ago. And they're still getting those numbers in these cities like Chicago, these other cities, Tennessee, Atlanta. I got shot in Atlanta. I thought I was leaving Connecticut to get away from the gun violence. Went to Atlanta, changed my life around. After being in Atlanta for about 6 years, 7 years, going to the gas station, hanging out. I got two young brothers with me. What you guys see now, I've always worked with people. I have anywhere from 10 to 20 people living with me because of my business and what I do and how I've always been a community-based person. In the US, we had a large organization too, restaurants, so I got shot. I'm sitting in the car in the passenger seat. My young boy get out the car to go in the gas station to get a soda. I turn around, I got a gun in my face. I'll tell that story. I end up getting shot. And the sad thing about it is, thank God I walked away with my life. They were 15-year-old kids too. 15-year-olds. Jesus Christ. So go up there to the funeral, and everybody's running around with my brother on their they got the t-shirts and stuff like that they do or whatever. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I just want to see him and get it over with. I didn't even make it to the funeral the next morning. I couldn't even make it. Some other things happened that night that just took me over the edge, and I couldn't see him in the casket. You know what I mean? Because I know it was people there that had something to do with it. Or they knew, who picked him up, who he left out the house with that night. You know what I mean? and some other things took place, man. And it's sad that we can't support each other in those times of crisis. And we always making it difficult for each other. And that's why I came over here. Honestly, I was like, man, I'm just done. Let me go to Africa, have some culture at. I'll surround myself by Africans. When the people from America over here, I'm very leery of them. Very leery. I always have problems with people from there, America, coming over, because the sisters not respecting the brothers. They bring in baggage from past relationships, and they gotta gang up and get on the brothers and things like that. I'm straight. Y'all look at Mass Kwesi. Mass Kwesi straight. I got a whole team here of humble people. Humble people. You understand what I'm saying? That don't have no ego. That see me as their brother. I made myself that way. You brothers and sisters that are coming, you know, it's not that easy to be humble and be amongst people who don't have as much as you think you have, and see them as a human being. You understand what I'm saying? Our community, we're focusing on the youth mostly. We'll have some trainees, some older trainers and things like that. But us coming together as a whole community and all of us, man, I'm sorry. It's not gonna happen like that. Some of the main bloggers over here are behind, keeping up division, keeping up petty stuff going, just because, they want to feel important. They don't want to say, hey, listen, it ain't about me, it's about everybody. They can't humble themselves. You understand what I'm saying? When I went back to the U.S., that brother, he was the same way. He had all this large organization, but they end up trying to attack my character after I helped them. They tried to rob my organization, and people know about that story. They went on my Facebook. They started going through his daughter. You know what I mean? Started going through all my contacts, people that I've known for years, trying to ruin my credibility. You understand what I'm saying? And you know what? Every year when I was doing the taxes, anybody know it's when you're moving forward and you're doing something positive, there's for every action there's a reaction. And our business relationships and things like that, and things that we do in the U.S., it's not healthy. The whole monetary system, how it's set up, is the problem. We got to come up with our own system. We got to have a cashless society. We got to go back to bartering. Here, it's hand and fist. Not a lot of money here. It's a good thing, because if it was, they would probably end up like African Americans at each other's throat for some sneakers, for an iPhone, kill somebody over a phone or a coat. I got robbed. I almost got robbed one time over I had a Sherlin coat as a young boy, and a good friend of mine, Ronnie, he got killed over his coat. So people was getting killed over jackets and things. And I was walking down the street with a friend of mine, and we was in the store. So I kind of peeped the dude there, you know what I mean? And I actually had a tool on me, but I didn't have any bullets in it. Where I'm from, you better have a gun, and that's how I end up getting in trouble. But they set all that up for us to get in trouble. You understand what I mean? And then have our own people, our own family, and people looking down on us when we get in trouble because they blind, they don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Who's you doing this? But anyway, we walking out the store, we walk down the street. This guy walks in front of us, pulls out his gun, turns around, shooting the air, pow, and point the gun at me. I was at this time, I was like 18. And he was like, take your coat off. He like, run your coat. And I had a soda in my hand, a Mountain Dew. I always get Mountain Dew. I love Mountain Dew back then. I had my Mountain Dew, and my partner standing next to me, and I'm looking at this dude, and I can see that he had an automatic gun, and his bullet was stuck in the chamber, right? This is the type of stuff we gonna do at 18 years old, knowing all about guns and all of this stuff. And so his bullet stuck in the chamber. So I tell him, I'm like, okay, hold this. So I give him my Mountain Dew. So this dude got the gun in the right hand. He got my Mountain Dew in the other hand. I had a weapon on me, but it ain't have any bullets in it. So I was like, your gun jam, nigga, and started running. And started running, right? So I get halfway down the block. I turn around. I see him with my Mountain Dew in the hand. He still got the gun in the other hand. And my friend standing there, and they both looking at me. I turned around. I was like, now I'm running away from this gun, this dude about to rob me. And I can laugh at it now. It is crazy. I'm running away. I'm halfway down the block. I have to turn around and tell my friend, I'm like, run, nigga, run. And then the dude with the gun, he started looking at the Mountain Dew, looking at his gun, looking at the Mountain Dew, looking at his gun. This dude, he throws the Mountain Dew down and start fixing his gun. But by that time, I'm dipping through a backyard. I'm straight. My boy, he done ran off. I'm in the backyard trying to get inside people's house thinking this dude about to come and get me. And that was every day. That was every day. My phone battery about to die. I just heard a little noise or something like that. My people who are subscribing to my channel, and you guys are really, really have an opportunity to see me now and speak to your brother without me being suppressed, without me I can't say nothing, you know what I mean, and things like that, because you're working with certain people, and they certain people don't want you to be in the limelight. They don't want nobody to see you because they scared that you might outshine them and things like that. It's just a lot of stupid stuff going on. This YouTube, man, is ridiculous. People get up here, man, and they get all of this, self-importance about themselves and things like that. I don't hate on nobody. I'm straight. Ain't a lot of people in my league because I work. If y'all see me, I don't work sometime. I work 24/7. It ain't enough help for me to get a break. I got too much. There's too many lives on the line, man. Too many people trying to come over here, man, with their families, man, and get away from the U.S., man. People got different situations. They're trying to put their family over here and have their family straight, man, and get out of harm's way. People don't have a lot of money. People have a lot of stress. We need to be coming up with solutions to help people. That's our role here in Africa. My brother, man, I didn't make it to the funeral the next day because something happened that got me upset. And I was just not in the right frame of mind to be seeing my brother shot in the back of the head, dead in the casket. And people that had something to do with it sitting right there in the front row. I wasn't going to do it that day. I would have had enough strength to do it if I didn't get upset. But, I just chopped it up as maybe I wasn't supposed to go there and see it. But I flew back to Atlanta. I flew back to damn Atlanta. I'm on the plane, crying and all this, trying to keep my shit together, get back to Atlanta. I get in the bed, I'm in the bed. This is the night of his funeral. I went back to Atlanta. I couldn't even stay in Connecticut. I had to go. You know what I mean? And I can remember laying in bed, chilling. Then my sister Sean called me. She was like, hey, Swamp just died. Swamp is my cousin. Him and my brother were the same age. He died same night of my brother's funeral. but he died of a massive heart attack in the house while everybody there after the funeral, after the funeral, then everybody go back to the house. He dies of a massive heart attack. You know what I mean? They was like his heart exploded. And I'm like, damn, I had to go right back. I had to go right back. And I was like, I wonder how much of all of this stress contributed to him dying. We had 2 funerals within a week. Like, my brother's funeral, my cousin, him and my brother were the same age. And, they both was into hip hop. They were, they both used to do parties. They were well known and things like that. And, he had a massive heart attack. And I can't help but to think, a death, that's tremendous stress, man. Then all the people around up there are so negative, man. Up there, man. And so I went back up there to my cousin's funeral or whatever, and I just went back down to Atlanta. I went back down to Atlanta and just continued to live my life. And like I said, I went back down to Atlanta, and shortly after that, a few years later, I ended up getting shot in Atlanta. If you guys don't know about Atlanta they'll have 2 quadruple murders. Like where I lived on Boulder Crest Road, I remember one summer they had like 2 or 9 in Atlanta. When I got shot and they brought me to Grady, I've been to Grady. I wasn't a Grady baby either. I was shot and I had to go to Grady. And the nurse there, she was like, "Oh, you one of the lucky ones, because normally a lot of the brothers don't leave out of here." And this white lady telling me this, I'm like, oh snap. And she was telling me her whole story. She was like, yeah, at first I used to be queasy when I used to see the body, people coming in with bullet wounds and shot and things like that. She was like, I'm used to it now. Just nonchalant. This is a medical professional acting like this. Oh, it's nothing. Yeah, y'all just come in and out of here like nothing, like meat. America the great, the home of the brave. My daughter, 7 years old at the time, 2 15-year-olds shot me. I'll get into that story later. But I will tell you, the black detective let them go. He came and told me they caught him. He came back 10 minutes later. He let them go. He didn't tell me that. He said it wasn't them. He lied to me. I later on found out that it was them. He let them go. You know why? Because they was 15 years old and he didn't want to do the paperwork. These dudes carjacked me in a busy gas station, shot over 5 times. 1 bullet hit me. They shot about 5 or 6 times. 2 armed 15-year-old pulled off in my truck, drive all over the curb, drive erratically. But thank God when they got on the highway, the state police got on there behind, and that's how they end up catching with them in a high-speed chase. But the black detective, at first he said, yeah, we got him. We got the guys that. Then he came back and said they didn't get him. I'm sitting there laid up. They had to give blood because I lost all types of blood and shit. You know what I mean? And my wife there, she's looking crazy. She like, what the hell happened? I'm home every night. I got children and stuff. My daughter, the 7-year-old, the one that can play classical piano, she was 7 at that time. You know what she said? She's like, somebody shot daddy. We got to go get them. We got to shoot them back. 7-year-old, man. My 7-year-old daughter have to have the mentality like that. People, we haven't seen enough of the slaughter. We haven't seen enough of it, brothers. What we gonna do, bro? What we gonna do? Getting ready to send our kids to the American educational system that has not worked for us? I'm gonna just keep rocking until this video go out. I'm kind of tired anyway. But I felt like, they said this is around the best time to do videos. We're 4 or 5 hours ahead of you guys in some places, so it's 12:30 here. I had an opportunity to lay down. I probably got like an hour of rest. And I was like, let me do this video because the one for my brother, I did another video. I was trying to upload it, but the damn thing, it's like, it's hard to, working with these YouTube. Sometimes it be blurry, you upload it. So you got to have a proper editing system. And we're working on all of that. But like I said, they got the live too. So I said, let me just go up here and go live. Since I got the 1,000 subscribers, I got 1,000 subscribers, I don't know, about a week or something ago, a week or more ago. And they allowed me to start doing live. So I'm doing this out of a need for me to be up here. Not because I'm trying to build my channel, but do like, share, and subscribe because we want to be able to. We have a program, and I spoke about it, a community program. We have an inner community in our community, so we're looking for people that want to come in and help build. If you want to help the people here on the ground and you see what I'm doing, get with me. I'm here. I build relationships with people. I have no problem with nobody here, none of my team. I've been working with people here for years and years and years and years and years. You understand what I'm saying? But what I do have problem with is people when they come over here, they always have a problem with me. You understand what I'm saying? And the people around me are seeing that, and that it's embarrassing. They love the people, man. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I mean? I'm moving real cautious nowadays. I'm moving real cautious. My circle about to get real, real tight. You know what I mean? And it's going to grow with African brothers and sisters. So if you really want to come over and you want to help and, get with me, I have a Patreon account. All of your funds are going to go to help the brothers and sisters in here. I take care of them. Ask anyone, hit them up on the side. Ask any African what type of person I am. Ask anybody that I'm working with. You should be able to see that with your 2 eyes. Okay? You should be able to see that with your 2 eyes. Don't be misled. I remember the guy, he tried to ruin my reputation. I'm sitting back, I'm chilling. I'm not about what nobody say. I'm good. I was over here, I'm straight. I'm just looking. I was like, anybody that would listen to him would be a fool because he has nothing. He has nothing. He ain't doing nothing. How you gonna go and listen to somebody that don't have nothing over somebody that's doing something? Like these fools coming out here talking this nonsense about bad. This family doing something. These people pulling up a YouTube channel. What are you doing? Why don't you post a damn video about something that you're doing before you talk about somebody else? Don't talk about nobody if you're not on their level. My brother name is Mark Boyd. They call him Mellow B, King Mellow. You know what I mean? And if you reached out to me on Facebook, you can hit me up at kwesiboyd@yahoo.com. That's my email. Kwesi, KWESIBOY to the D @yahoo.com. Kwesi Boyd. Look in the description. In my descriptions, I got my contact there. But I think this hold on. I can get some power right here. Let me plug it in. Let me see. See if I can. All right. All right. I don't know. Should I end this? I was going to stay up here an hour. Man, I be on the computer, man. I can't tell you guys how much I love this building systems. Everything that you guys see, we're building. We are building these complex systems here. Yeah, the Bag family doing their thing, making it happen. And I'm gonna come out with some more, because there was a lot of things that were taking place behind the scenes too that you guys kind of saw that's gonna come out, about you know, the Bag family and why they never appeared on Black It. You never seen them there. There was some tension that was created there, between me and Juliet and Art and all of that and things like that. But like at the end of the day, it was all about us not being family. You know what I mean? Judging people. I don't like this one. I don't like that one. Just a lot of petty kindergarten playground BS at the end of the day. You know what I mean? And that's what happened. And I think you guys deserve to know that. You understand what I'm saying? The other day I felt I was treated very, very disrespectfully in front of some people that I know. Not that I really cared because I'm not from a background where we like soft or care about nobody. But at the same time, you gotta give respect where respect due. And then like Rick said, we have people coming over. So the ones that's over here, we can't be over here looking crazy, looking like we don't like each other or don't talk to him and don't talk to her. Come on, man. We don't, people are coming over here. They want to see everybody. I don't have no problem with nobody. Even those things were said about me that's not true. I don't care. I don't care. Anybody that see me and see what I'm doing, but I'm not gonna let nobody, talk about me too much. Sticks and stone may break my bones. You know what I mean? But names will never hurt me. But you're not gonna, I'm not gonna let somebody talk too much without me saying something. Because I can open my mouth and I will check a person real quick. And that's why, I lost. Yeah, I didn't lose favor. I'm not the type of person where, I'm not the type of person that get fired. I leave. I don't get dropped. I drop the label. So that's the type of person that I am. Brothers and sisters, please get your family together. Forget about sending them to school. Forget about that. There's nothing America can do for us. We have all the knowledge. I'm taking people with little to no education, and they're having more value in this movement than people who have degrees. I'll repeat that. I'm taking people with little or no education, building them up to where they're having more value than people who have degrees from the West. If you think about it, we don't need a lot. We just need a few people, a few focused people that understand protocol and procedures. That's not getting into personalism. That's not getting into all the friend. That's not getting on the pally stuff. That's not getting onto the equal stuff. Y'all gonna hear more from Mass Kwesi. I'm not playing at all. At all. You come playing with me, I'm gonna check you. And I will put the shit on YouTube. Say something about me, I'm not playing no more. I'm not having it like last year. And I'm not being quiet no more. Chill, Kwesi. Don't say nothing. Be quiet, man. Man, come on, man. Leave me alone, man. I don't bother nobody. So don't bother me. But if you bother me, you better be ready. And that's a shame that we got to have this type of posture dealing with our people coming over here, man. It's a little hot, man. I need some water. It's been an hour. I think that's long enough for the evening. Guys, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening to me, man. If you have out there, man, all we can do is just show them a better life, show them a better place, and it's not in America. Join us here in Africa, diaspora communities, West Fruit Africa, our sister Art Kathy Hills, Tyson in Gambia, Phoenix Rain, Shantae, the whole team that's been supporting me, even those who started out. And it was kind of, when the controversy was taking place, I always had the position, I don't care what somebody else do. That's not my business. You know what I mean? I'm not getting into the he say, she say. Stop spreading gossip. If somebody did something, nobody wouldn't know. Don't be the deliverer of bad, of negative. People, you create your content, like, about, I don't care what, that's not my business, man. I come from a place, man, where you mind your business. You understand what I'm saying? That's why I made this video, so you can understand me. I don't get into people business. I don't get into the drama. You understand what I'm saying? Where I'm from, you lose your life for that. It's better that way, to mind your business. Nobody has a right to go and try to put somebody on blast or be a moral authority on something. None of us right. None of us right. So who are we to go out there and point the finger at our brother or our sister? Who are we? What type of person are you to go out there and point your finger at somebody else? When you point your finger this way, it's always one pointing back at you. And that's where the problem is. We need to mind our business. Stop gossiping. If you see something distasteful, if you see the KKK doing something distasteful, harming or killing somebody, you want to share that. You want to share that around, or share something that's just something horrible happening to somebody, or somebody going through something, you want to make fun of it. Come on, man. You don't like something, don't watch it. Okay, people, like, share, subscribe. Mask Kwesi out.